Yo, alright, for today's video, I'm making a PvP guide. It's been requested a lot, and I feel like I'm somewhat obligated to do this. I feel like I should, not obligated, but I feel like I should as a PvP content creator. Because a lot of the PvP guides that's already posted aren't actually made by people that's high elo or somebody that's very skilled at the game, and I feel like somebody that's somewhat up there, you know what I mean? I should, give y'all advice and give y'all tips on how to become better. So in this video, I'm gonna be listing basically five tips of what you can do to improve your ability and what you can do to become, better at PvP. Starting with number one, always believe in your ability to win, regardless of how the fight's going, regardless of how low you are. Always believe you'll clutch up and win. Like, it don't matter who you're fighting, even if the fight quite literally seems impossible. Believing in your own ability to win, even if you have to lie to yourself, will always, and I mean always, increases your chance. It will always increase your chance of winning, and I'm being so for real. I can use one of my old videos as an example. When I fought Cladrum, he was number one at the time. He basically is number one still, literally the best player of all time. Not, I won't say all time, but the best player 100% of Deepwoken right now, currently. And I managed to actually beat him back in the day. I made this build and I was highly confident in myself, and it was somewhat ego that made me, believe in my own ability. I was like, okay, I'm him. I got a leaderboard at the time while on a very bad laptop that was giving me like 40 frames, and I was getting like 100 plus ping, and I actually managed to get the leaderboard on that back in the day, and it was a great achievement. I felt like I was him, and I fought Cladrum. The first time I fought him on Trey stream, I actually managed to beat Cladrum. I beat Cladrum. I kid you not, I beat Cladrum, and guess the HP I was at the end of the fight. I was close to 4 bars at the end of the fight. I believe I was close to 4 bars while on quite like close to 140 ping, and I beat Cladrum, bro. It was crazy. So if you actually believe in your ability to win, I promise you it will greatly improve your performance. Alright, and we finna get on to number 2. Get rid of habits so you aren't as easy to read. A lot of people when fighting resort to habits such as, feigning after every parry or N1ing after every dodge. What I mean by that is you just dodge an attack and you automatically go into N1 because you think you have priority. A lot of the times people will see this, they're good at PvP, they know what's about to happen. They will purposely bait out your dodge so they can use a mantra or anything else that could hit you. And always adapt to who you're fighting. Always switch up your playstyle depending on the opponent you're fighting. You just don't want to play certain ways against certain people, you know what I mean? Alright, let's go on to number 3. Number 3, stay calm regardless of the situation. Frustrated or angered, majority of the time you perform a lot worse and unconsciously resort to habits. So try to keep a level head throughout a fight. There's a rare chance of you actually performing better than you usually do if you're angry, bro. Unless you're that like focused anger. If you just is super frustrated and all over the place, you're automatically going to perform worse. So I recommend staying calm, keeping a level head throughout a fight. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4, keep an eye out for people's habits. What I mean by that is stay focused on what your opponent is doing. If they aerial every time they're a distance away from you, you want to time it perfectly and uppercut them to counter it. And if they feint every time they parry you, you want to just start N1ing through them, because it's a like delay before they can actually you have time to literally N1 through them during that, so you want to just N1 through them. But do not repeat this every single time. I'm telling you, do not repeat this every single time, because they'll probably adapt to it, and change it up the playstyle, because they constantly get hit by the same thing. So you gotta learn when to use this effectively. Alright, before I go on to number 5, I'm gonna go ahead and mention one more. Know when your opponent is better than you. Know when to actually take something as a lesson rather than oh he beat me. Maybe it's just his build. Maybe it's just some accepted feat. Sometimes you just gotta let that ego go and actually improve. Learn from what happened, learn from the mistakes, and learn from the experience that you just fought. Sometimes you having a little ego too, so just let it go. Alright, let's go on to the last one. Number 5, take off autopilot. By autopilot I mean constantly going back to habits and fighting without much thought. The best way to change this is by fighting without the intention of winning. And that probably sounds a little odd, probably sounds strange, but when you fight without trying to win, it relieves you from the outcome of losing. It allows you to think freely without the stress of failing, which creates the flow state, or which some might say is the Cladrum state. For me personally, whenever I want to relieve myself of losing, I just switch to a basic weapon or switch to something like a starter weapon, and it makes me perform a lot better, like drastically better. It makes me perform a lot better. I parry better. I think about missiles better. I think about how to bait this opponent better. I actually think about what I'm doing, because I'm not so much worried about, oh, I'm gonna lose. I'm like, it's not as much of a big deal when I'm using a basic weapon. I recommend practicing this with a friend rather than in Sean where elo's on the line, so you don't have that stress, you know. I don't recommend doing this with somebody as toxic, or somebody that's going to talk crazy after they beat you. Don't PvP or don't test this out with somebody that's like that. So play without actually trying to win. Just play with the mindset of improving and thinking about things that you can do. Maybe I could finish my revenge, roll behind them, critical at the same time. Like, you gotta actually think. It allows you to think. It frees you from the autopilot state. It allows you to think. For the ones who stuck it out to the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you a special tip. The best, literally the fastest way to improve at Deepwoken is to make the most brain app build you could possibly think of, and try your best to climb to top elo, like top elo. Try to get a leaderboard even if you have to. Just try to get extremely high elo, and you will be fighting like different players. You will like adapt to their play styles, and it will make you just overall perform better. This have been practiced with two of my friends. I've seen two of my friends start to play Charm. They make like extremely brain app builds. They climb to leaderboard. They adapt to the people that they were fighting, and they just overall became a lot better. Off them brain app builds, they are still extremely good. They're literally on my level. Like, it's insane. Like, the fastest way to improve, I'm telling you, the fastest way to improve is making a brain app build and climbing to high elo and adapting to the players that's there at high elo. It will make you improve a lot better, bro. I'm telling you, just listen. So I recommend doing this. I recommend following all of these steps, word by word, bar by bar, and I promise you, within about 3 weeks, you will drastically probably improve. And if you actually take heed to what I say and listen to it by every single thing, and actually pay in mind and put into practice, you know, I could say within 3 weeks you will definitely make a huge improvement. And if you haven't, we can make it better right now, bro. If you haven't made no improvement, bro, it's up for my channel right now, bro. But that's pretty much it for the video. Without further ado, I'm gonna just go ahead and head out. Yeah, I'll catch y'all boys later. Let me know if y'all like this type of content, and yeah, I might make a part 2, so stay tuned for that.